Okay, so a few of you sent me this video. I haven't watched it, so we are going to react to this in real time. This is somebody that believes that he does positive content, and he took out 22 minutes of his time, probably to talk a bunch of nonsense, you know. But anyway, before we're gonna get into the video, uh, let's see, what is it here? So as you can see, I'm not subscribed to him. I gotta fuck off his stuff because I notice he's not an intelligent person. And the title of the video is Afro whatever the fuck that means. I don't even know. See, this is the problem I have with these guys. Like, always classifying people into things that don't belong. I'm African and you are not. That's it. There is no arguments here. I don't want to hear it. This bullshit. An ideology does not make you African. An ideology is like me saying, I'm liberal, I'm conservative, I believe in this, I don't believe in that. That is an ideology. Doesn't make you African. You're American. Accept it. I'm African. Nothing wrong with it. Because I know you're not African. No matter what you believe, what you say, it's full of shit. It's nonsense. It's gibberish. Doesn't make sense. If I pull up in a village with you and everybody look like you, and you don't even look black. You're not. I don't even know why in America you call people like this black. What is the black here? I mean, is this black? Is this black? Well, I mean, what are we doing, fellas? Why has America confused its own population with colors? We learn colors in primary school. You can look at people and tell that this is, light yellow, yellow. This is some yellow shit. But anyway, title of the video, Afro from Ghana. African Americans hate channels exposed. That means I've done something for me to be exposed. That means I hate African Americans, even though I've said it 100 times that I don't. I hate degenerates. And for the most part, the larger chunk of the degenerate population has come from the Black American community. All right. But if you look at my channel over the last, I'd say 2 weeks, I haven't really concentrated on the blacks, right? But I have had to address this because, again, he's taking out 21 minutes of his time. I don't watch his videos. There's nothing enlightening to watch about. See, I cannot accept, or I can't torture myself listening to somebody that can't even read at grade level, can't write, like writes below average. Soon as I exposed that, or I found that out, I decided to tune out. I used to cut him a little bit of a slack until he made some very incendiary comments about my people, which is what I've always said. Life is tribal. You rock with your tribe. There's nothing wrong with it. But we Africans, the real Africans, we are never going to subject ourselves to the fuckery of the American black. The fact that you guys, for the last somewhat 60 years, have been confused about your identity. You don't even know how to name yourselves. You used to call yourself African Americans, ADOS, Black American, now Foundational American. No other groups. Look around you. Look in the mirror. No other groups in all of the United States of America, or even globally, does what you motherfuckers do. Nobody does. That one small, tiny minority group that is not even exceptional can't even figure out who they are. I mean, you have to start from who you are before we can even have any conversations. And you guys are even struggling with identity. The most basic thing of a human being, your identity. You are struggling with it. This is why I don't even do your content anymore. Because this is like high IQ to monkey brain negotiations. Doesn't work. Okay? And we built these YouTube channels to expose this fuckery. And now you guys have problems with us? Like, you can't go in the hood and help some dude read?
This is an African, all right, a continental African who has come to the Americas about 20 years ago. We're going to call it 20 years ago, has been in America enjoying all the freedoms, right, and the liberties that my people, my African American people, have fought and died for, and including my.
And that's the bullshit that they always do. They always fall back to that. We did a whole explanation of this kind of behavior, that you cannot criticize them because of some fallacy that was cooked up. Your civil rights was fought for you. It was not fought for me. I came to America on a visa called the EB2, Immigrants of Extraordinary Ability. They used to call that the Einstein visa. Okay? My smartness brought me to America under master's program, the same master that gave you your rights when you needed it. He gave me different rights because he needed something from me and I needed something from him. It was an exchange. It's got nothing to do with you. And everything that I've earned here is strictly out of my own hard-earned money. Most people don't live the way I do. Most people don't live in $1 million homes. Most people don't have a couple $1 millions saved up in America, even native-born Americans, even white Americans. Not very many people fit in that 1% class. I've proven it in my live stream. I've shown you guys receipts, all right? Okay, so that is not given. If it was given, everybody would have it. You need to start recognizing people's work. This is the problem with Black folks in America. The constant disregard for individual attainment. We wars, all right? Hence we have this, we wars. The constant thought that you're okay just because of something that was given to you, that's something that your ancestors did. What the fuck have you done for me? Nothing. I don't know you. You don't know me. You have done nothing for me. If you were able to do something, you would have done it for your own people. Massa has done something for me. He gave me a visa. He set up a program through Congress that allowed me to get here. So if I have to even give anybody credit, I'll give it to the white folks, but I don't even come out here and say white folks is white folk that. I expose the truth about life because y'all are just a bunch of lazy motherfuckers that don't want to do anything. And when we speak on it, you call us hateful. See, these times are different. We're not going to be quiet anymore. We've tolerated your bullshit for years. All right? We've tolerated that bullshit for years. And for a long time, we didn't want to talk about it because what benefit is it to talk about other people you don't care about? The only reason we are speaking now is because of the disrespect that have come from a group of people that are lost. A group of people that have no direction and no purpose, that are killing themselves overwhelmingly, disproportionately. That is fact and that is data. This is what you guys want to run away from. And we will not let you run away from this. You are only making this video because we got you guys where we need to get you. It sucks, doesn't it? It sucks that an African, and don't call me continental African, that's disrespectful because you are not African and I am. And that's it. That's not xenophobic. These are facts, all right? You are of the Americas, I'm of Africa. Speak an African language before we can even talk about who is African and who is not. And what I'm looking at is not African. Miss me with that bullshit. Stop believing that crap. You're not African. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying being African is exceptional. I'm just saying the obvious. You're just not African. It is what it is, bro. Let's keep going.
African American ancestors who are still alive to this day, okay? Breathing, walking around, talking, breathing, all right? And to my peers who are still fighting the same system to this day on behalf of all Black people and POCs, despite the psyop of FBA and other ignorant freaking POCs, right? I'm gonna show you this Afro Think who's come to the Americas, got a nice white job, lives with white people, and in turn is racist to Black people for the validation of white people. I call them Afro Think. Now, we have Coonarians in America, African American.
So we're going to correct a few things because they get narratives around. Have a white job. Did you not have a white job? You work for the United States Army, which is majority white. Is that not a white job? So you're allowed to have a white job, but I can't have a white job. A white job is the gold standard. If you go to college and you work hard, companies will hire you. Were you not the group that was fighting for diversity, equity, and inclusion? What was diversity, equity, and inclusion going to do for you? Was it going to build Black businesses and Black corporations for Black people to work in those communities? And no, I'm not reading from a teleprompter like he is. No, it was so that your people get an opportunity to work in the same corporations. Only the difference here is that I had talent, I had the skill, and your folks didn't. Your folks were just asking for the opportunity to be included because the colors didn't look even. So you were asking for opportunities to be represented in the same white corporations. You believe in DEI. I've seen your videos saying you believe in DEI. Okay? Well, I'm not a DEI hire. I'm an exceptional talent in corporate America doing amazing work that heals some of your people. So, and you can't be racist and be in those positions that I'm in. I'm just happen to be a critic. I call out your bullshit. I see through it. I see how you read. I see how much effort you put in yourself. And the fact that you can put out a 22-minute video to talk about a bunch of shit that doesn't help your community tells me a lot about you. You guys just want to create content. Hey, my shit is popping. So all of a sudden, everybody has some shit to say about me. Brace up, because I fight back. You're about to know the difference between a real African and a fake yellow. All right. This is not going to be easy because I wasn't paying attention to you, buddy. I wasn't paying attention to you. If you really care about my rhetoric, you know what you would have done? You have access to me. You could have emailed me. You could have talked it over the same way you spoke to the bigot O'Shea Duke Jackson. You could have done the same, but you think you're going to take a cheap shot because of your superiority complex. It's not going to work with me, motherfuckers. It's not going to work. All right. And the reason it won't work is because I have an intellectual advantage. I'm smarter than all of you motherfuckers combined. And I can prove it. I can prove it. All right. But let's keep going.
Americans, right, who capitulate to white supremacy, talk trash about African Americans in order to get white validation. Now, we have those in every Black community on the globe who will happily capitulate to white supremacy in order to seek validation by white folks. These are the weak links amongst us. And I want you...
Weak link, competing at the highest level is a weak link. Getting an undergraduate degree, a master's degree in math and computer science, that's a weak link. Speaking multiple global languages, that's a weak link. Competing at the highest level in a top 10 company globally is a weak link. A YouTuber is now the gold standard for working hard. If they repeat me, 6 million of me, the Black community will have a much better image globally, because you know what those 6 million people are? They are your citizens that rotate prisons year over year. 6 million of your people rotate prisons in America year over year. It's not white supremacist, it is fact. And what is white supremacy? Again, these people are leaning on ideologies to brainwash you. White supremacy is an ideology that white people believe they are superior. What the hell am I going to do with an ideology? I don't believe that, because I compete with them. But if I look at the data, are they overwhelmingly better in terms of a collective than you Black Americans? Absolutely, yes. It's not even close. There's a lot of data to suggest that, and that's not propaganda. And even if I don't believe in the data, I can just take a drive down the ghettos. I probably won't make it back. I can take a drive down predominantly Black communities, not even the ghettos, the ones that are slightly better. Chances are I'm not going to make it back, all right? So miss me with that bullshit. We say it, you don't want to address it. See, the difference between me and you is I'm able to address it. I'm not cooking up stuff for people to like me, like my videos, give me money. I don't want nobody's money. I work for my shit, and I work hard for it, and I enjoy what I do for a living, because that's a skill and a talent that I built for myself. It's got nothing to do with a white man. You know, nothing, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nobody's paid me. This same guy has accused me of being paid to make content, and I proved it. I showed the receipts. I showed my whole YouTube AdSense. Can you show your own YouTube AdSense? Probably not. All right. Stop this grifting bullshit and trying to hold a moral line to make it look like you're better than the Africans. No, you're not. You're not. You're not going to have an easy ride when it comes to these diaspora disputes that are going on. My stance is the best stance because my stance provides a path to peace. My stance is an admission that you're not African, we are Africans. And that when we move to the US or wherever we live globally, you don't associate with us and we don't associate with you. Then there will be no conflict. If there is no contact, there's no conflict. And if you have to associate, you do that selectively on an individual basis, like I do. I have Black American friends. Some of them are on the channel, they are listening right now. So I cannot hate all of you. I hate a lot of you. I hate some of you. Can't hate all of you. And the ones that I hate are mostly your degenerates, the guys that are a net negative to Black existence globally. Those are the people. And if you think I'm wrong for not liking those people, you are out of your mind. I can't help you. Again, let's keep going.
I want to introduce you to a Ghanaian man named Nana. He's not a Nana, okay? He's not a Nana. He calls himself Nana because he's very egotistical, right? But he's not a Nana. He's the type of Ghanaian who would have sold the golden stool. Now, people from Ghana know what I'm talking about. And his story, he would have sold the golden stool for a bottle of white wine because he's that much of a sellout, right? And he's the type of Afro-Pean that comes to America and talk trash about African Americans because he's jealous of African Americans. Because I've looked into this Nana guy, right? He wanted to be a.
So you're saying that I'm jealous, and I think he's going to elaborate on what he means by jealousy. How can a guy that competed in Olympiads globally, some of you know what an Olympiad is, a guy that competed globally in Olympiads, a guy that earned a bachelor's degree in math, a guy that went to Illinois State University to do a master's degree in mathematics. I have not added work experience. When I just stop at that master's degree in math, that is the science, technology, engineering, and math, there's only about 2% of the Black American population that will compete with me without my work experience, just those accomplishments alone. Now, once I start to throw in foreign languages, my track record in corporate America, and the time that I spent at MIT, which I don't really talk about, but I did, these guys just put themselves on a pedestal because of YouTube or because I came on YouTube. We can't be in the same conversation. I spent my time doing the right things. And it's all provable. Some of you have doxed me, and then you'll be like, damn, this guy? There's a guy in my comment section that went on a long doxing spree only to find that me and my spouse are both at elite levels in our careers. So this is out there. What else do you have to expose? What is there to be jealous of? There is nothing to be jealous of. If I was jealous, I'll be sitting on the sidelines peeping into the Black community. I'm not. And just for corrections, I don't live with white people. I live with Southeast Asians. 90, maybe 80% of my neighbors are from India. They don't even speak English. This is not really a diverse community, but it's suburbia, but it's mostly Indians. I live with a bunch of Southeast Asian techies, medical doctors, a few Nigerian tech people. It's quite not too diverse, but it's close to diversity. And there's few white people here than immigrants. So this is a strong immigrant community happening to be tucked into a place that has a lot more white people, all right? So this whole notion that I live amongst white people, it's a lie. I actually live with a bunch of Southeast Asians.
Travel vlogger, right? He went to South Central America. He's an African guy who speaks Spanish. He loves Latinos. He got on his Facebook. He's singing. I think he can speak fluent Spanish. So he's all into investing in Central and South America because he has videos telling his people to invest in Central and South America, go over there and build a business. Not in Ghana where he's from. Not go to Ghana where he's from and invest and build there, but go invest in the Latino community because he seems to value the Latino community. Keep on the same Latino community that really don't value him, by the way.
So this is the doxing spree that they've done. So let's go back to that, all right? I went to Spanish school in Barranquilla, Colombia. Like I said, I speak Spanish. I speak Russian, actually. Maybe he didn't mention that too, but I'll let him know. I did my undergraduate school in Russia. I speak fluent Russian, a little bit of Ukrainian. When I came to the United States, I took a gap year. It's called a gap year. And I went to Barranquilla, Colombia to learn Spanish out of interest. I learned Spanish. I learned the Spanish cultures out of interest. Because why should I learn African cultures when I'm African? I already know that. I've traveled to 11 African countries. I speak multiple African languages. Why should I learn more African? I'm African. I like to learn cultures. And if this culture was actually good, I would have learned it too. But there's nothing to learn. What is there to learn? There's no language to learn with the blacks. There's no food that is mainstream that you can learn to eat or cook. I mean, soul food, but where is a soul food restaurant? I don't know. Some people, so you might be interested in it. Go for it. No problem. Kwanzaa, if you like it, do it. Everybody has self-interest, life interest. That's my interest. So yes, I went to Barranquilla, Colombia. I learned Spanish. Yo hablo español, muy bien. And I enjoyed, actually, before I started filming this video, my Spanish speaking helped me fix a little damage that my son did on my drywall today. Okay, they came in, had a couple beers, and they fixed my drywall. I've also done real estate in Colombia. I still have property in Colombia. Everybody knows this. I speak publicly. There's nothing to hide. So this is not exposed. I'm not racist. Okay. My wife loves Colombia. I love Colombia. We spent a lot of our summers there together as a family. The kids are learning Spanish. It's good to be bilingual. It gives you an opportunity, especially here, right? So, yes. And actually, one thing he's failing to say is that in Colombia, I lived with Afro Colombians. Afro Colombians. Now, I did real estate deals with just Colombians, and I think the video he's talking about is a video of me and a Colombian woman showing an extension of one of the properties that I bought that I was trying to help them market because they are my friends. I was trying to help them get people that want to invest in Colombian properties in Colombia. I got nothing, there's nothing wrong with that. What is wrong with being a capitalist? Which brings me to one of the things that I've noticed about these people. They want things to be given to them, but when you go out there to get it for yourself, they seem to have a problem with it. They'll be okay with it if you maybe went out to get it in their neighborhood, but what is there to get in the black neighborhoods? There's nothing to get. Those properties are often devalued. These are facts. They don't even buy in their own communities. I bet this dude doesn't even live in a predominantly black community. These are all scammers. They don't do the things that they say. At least I say it, and I'm proud of it. So yes, I did live in Colombia. I do invest in Colombia. I have property in Colombia. But he fails to mention the fact that I have over 600 hectares of land across sub-Saharan Africa. I've poured multiple millions of dollars in the same sub-Saharan Africa that he's talking about. But they don't know these things. Do I need to say it? I don't have to, but I do. I go for the opportunities. There's nothing wrong with having opportunity. And if it happens to come in South America, especially in Palenque and Barranquilla and Cartagena, 3 cities that I seem to love, which is really, really has a big black population.
He would use cognitive dissonance to pretend like that's not the case, right? Because he's a white worshiping succubus who I think he just likes the some of the flavor of the Latinos, whatever, right? So he talks trash about African Americans. Now, at first when I first heard him, I thought he was okay, and he was just talking about FBA, which is okay. If you are talking shit about FBA, that's perfectly fine because they don't represent African Americans. They are the xenophobic hate group, Cunarian race traders, right? That all lies within FBA, right? But FBA is a reaction, all right, to another group of Africans outside of Africa that are just as ignorant, and that's these Afropeans, people like Nana, all right, people like Flacco, these type of people, right? That either hate, right, or they in some way cosplay the lowest degenerate portions of our community, right? When that's not really them. Like Flacco pretend to be the thug gang, that whole thing, he's playing a character. But Nana, his problem is he does sometimes have good points. And sometimes I wanted to be like, yeah, right? But then his ego pops out, right? his white-loving, xenophobic ideologies comes out, and he starts talking about all African Americans. And he takes a lot of shots. Shots he doesn't back up. He has no receipts for nothing that he talks about. He's a clear and present just hater of African Americans. I guess he wanted to be a travel vlogger and nobody cared about his travel content. And there's a lot of African content creators who see African Americans traveling throughout Africa and getting a lot of views, getting a lot of notoriety.
So let's just make this clear. I've never wanted to be a travel vlogger. I really haven't taken this content stuff seriously. I post more consistently than some of these guys that do it full time. And that happens to be because of the luxury of work that I have, which I've explained this explicitly. You guys know that I work remotely from home. My job is very cozy. Doesn't mean it doesn't get tough, right? But it's very cozy. And when I do contracts, which come in and out, they're not consistent, but whenever they come in and out, 3 months, 4 months, like they did in May, I think March and May, you can tell that I was not even posting videos at all. It was complete silence. He may have seen me do 2 or 3 travel blogs and think, oh, I'm trying to be a travel content creator. Nope.
There's a very few African content creators who are doing the same thing and finding success. You got Wadamaya has found success from Ghana. You have a few Nigerians that found success traveling around. But very few and far between African content creators have been able to find success in the travel vlogging space for whatever reason.
That's a lie. Okay. Ace and Check in Effect, they are Haitians. All right. Then you go to Wadamaya and Tayo Aina. Those two have more subs than any Black American travel creator. Wadamaya has over 2 million. The people that you guys are trying to say because of I'm jealous of, they don't even have 300 or 200,000. This travel YouTube space, the passport bros that I talk about, most of them, the ones that have 300,000, like this Keys guy we're talking about, his views are lower than my views. And he has that many subs because he bought up some subscribers. So you don't have creators that are Black American in the travel space that are really blowing it out the door like that. Then there's Steve Ngoku. I think I'm pronouncing his last name right. He's Nigerian. Big travel creator. Then you have Ayamara. Then you have all the subordinates of Ayamara, Mawa sisters. You have a bunch of Ghanaians that came under Wadamaya that are big travel creators. What are you talking about? If we're talking about international, and these people did this on African passports where it's very difficult to get visas. So what is he even talking about? They're just shooting and see if something stick. I am not jealous of anybody. Never have been. These people don't have anything. What is there to be jealous about? Like the level of success I've reached, and I don't like to usually talk about myself personally, the level of success I've reached, this content thing doesn't make sense to me, man. It's too high risk. It's too high risk, but I'm saying it because I'm passionate about these things. It's too high risk. I don't get anything from this. For $200 a month to be subject to this bullshit, I mean, come on, man. What are you talking about?
I don't know what, right? But when African Americans do it, everybody's looking at us, everybody's paying attention to us, whether good or bad. Nana and people like Nana are jealous of that we have that pull, we have the influence. So he makes it his business to go online every day and hate. Now, Nana is some sort of engineer, right? You know, a lot of them are just some kind of engineer. And Nana, you know, touts that he doesn't need YouTube to make money, but he sure is on YouTube trying to make money. And I'm sure he makes pretty good money in his field. I'm sure he does, right? But Nana has a job. Nana needs his job in order to pay his bills and take care of his family, right? But Nana, for some reason, this guy, right, he doesn't seem to have a life outside of his job because after he gets off work, he goes home and spends 2, 3, 4 hours finding an African American who's minding their own business to talk trash about for 2, 3 hours a day. He doesn't actually say anything relevant or important. It's really just all personal attacks because he doesn't have anything intellectual up here to say. Every time he tries to say something intellectual, nobody wants to hear what he got to say, right? So he just gears towards what he knows people like him want to hear.
How can you have my background and not have anything intellectual to say? My stance are firm. I don't want degenerate behavior that have come from your community in African societies. The people that I talk about, they don't have big channels that are blowing out the door. Yes, I talked about O'Shea because I don't like the dude. I don't like what I don't like him because of what he says about my people. It's not because O'Shea has views. That is his life. That's what he lives on. This is what he does for a living. And you may want to minimize what I do and stuff. Dude, I can retire right now. That's how well I've done in America. I can retire right now. And you don't get the flexibility of work and earn what I earn if you haven't put in the time. I put in the time, buddy. You won't understand it. You don't understand how money works at that level. You will never understand it. I put in the time. My wife put in the time too. So I didn't waste my time. The fact that I have 2 hours of my day, I don't stream every day. You just don't understand my level of productivity. You have to master that. I stream 2 days a week, one midday, one weekend. My streams last 2 hours weekdays, and they can go up to about 4 hours on the weekend, but they're usually about 2 to 3 hours. If I have panels, they'll go up to 4 hours. But most of my streams are right about the 2 hour mark. Of course, I have 2 hours in the day. I work 40 hours a week from my house, right here, from my house. Do you blacks not know anything about multitasking? Sometimes I can stream while I'm in the middle of a job because I work from home. Dude, I have the coziness of what I work for. And yes, you got it right. I am an engineer. And when it's crunch time, it's crunch time. I shut it down when I'm busy. I turn it on when I can. And just so because you create content, let's just keep it a buck. Sometimes people send me stuff like this video. I didn't know you made this video a day ago. Somebody sent it to me. And it started from a comment section. Then I looked at my comments and somebody sent it to me. So I'm able to balance my time. And I don't know about you, but I also have kids. I raise my children. I mean, I'm not a deadbeat like what most of the guys in your community do. My children live with me. Sometimes they even pop around the live streams. So I'm a dad. I'm a hands-on dad. I take them to taekwondo, swimming. I do all the dad things that most dads do in America. But because I have a flexible work schedule, I can put in a bit of content. I really enjoy this. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, you watch me long enough to understand. I streamed for a whole year and didn't even monetize this stuff. But your community, no white man has ever threatened me, even when I wasn't talking about blacks the way I do now. Your folks were always threatening me. So out of those threats, I had to buy protection. I had to increase my stuff. I had to clean up things and pay for things to keep me safe from your people. From your people, because they can't handle criticism. And for you to sit here and spin it around and make, oh, jealousy, I'm not jealous of you guys. How can I be jealous of what is going on right now with you folks, man? Come on, bro. You can't even establish who you are as a people. What is there to be jealous about?
African talking shit about African Americans while residing in America, being the ultimate disrespectful black person, because he would hate for a person, African American, being Ghana, talking shit about Ghana. And there's a difference between talking shit about another group of people and critiquing the problems or the issues that group has. Now, I have no problem with Africans critiquing African Americans about the things we do wrong. I have no problem with that, right? But you must be specific, right? But when you just pure hate for the sake of hate, you can tell when somebody's channel is based purely on hate, which is Nana, who's Nana Nana, by the way. But his name is Nana.
No, I speak based on the issues. I respond to the hate that your people give us. There has to be a counterbalance. We don't want to do this. We've told you guys time and time again. You choose to be in the middle. Today you're hitting the Africans. Tomorrow you're hitting the FBAs. The Tariqs and their groups, they just hit the Africans. Sometimes you hit them. Sometimes you hit us. Well, who is on the African side? Somebody has to do it, buddy. We don't want to do it, but somebody has to do it. This is all for money. This is what I realized in the beginning, that this FBA stuff was all for money because the people you're trying to protect, the O'Sheas, they did that to your women. I was in America. You said 20 years. That means I watched a lot of you growing up. I watched a lot of these dudes doing this to your own women. The same tactics and the same men. Go back and look at all their channels. Phil Scott, O'Shea Jackson, all the Negro Manosphere guys. Everything that they are doing to black immigrants now, they did the same thing to black women. These are toxic men that move on from one toxic grift to the next. And now we have become the next. And we are saying, no, it doesn't matter if we live in America. We are American citizens too. I don't care what you think about our citizenship, but I have a passport, all right? I do. I don't care what you think about it. Take that up with Massa. But as long as we are US citizens and a minority at that, we're not going to sit here and be bullied by a bunch of low achieving members of your community. It's not going to happen. We're going to use the same tactics against you. And yes, it's going to affect some of you in the middle. And I think that's why you're making this video. But if you're really, truly concerned, why didn't you have a conversation with me? I started out okay with you until you spoke to O'Shea. And no, O'Shea is not criticizing us. At least I do criticisms. O'Shea mocks our hairlines, even though he doesn't have one. O'Shea talks negatively about my people. He uses derogatory words. I don't even call you guys the A word. So I've done this on a much respectable level. At least I look at the data, I look at the L's in your community, and I talk about those L's. That's it. Now, they are monetizing off of this, so they're not going to stop. You got way too many channels. We will have 3 or 4 guys on our side that are starting to give you a taste of your own medicine. It's deliberate. I don't want to do that. I don't hate you, buddy. I don't want to do that. But we have to do it. We have to. And yes, it's more effective because we live in America and we're doing it right in your face because that's how it's supposed to be done. All right? You counter bullies, and it's been taught in psychology. Go read some psychology books. It'll tell you. It works as a very effective tool to use the same tactics of a bully when they bully you. It works. It works. This video is going to be a long one because there's a lot of things that he talks about, so I have to go in and out, and I'm not doing it for the views. I just had to respond to this because there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of lies about us, and no accountability. He is funding for the tribe the same way we are fending for our tribes, and that is okay. You don't want the disrespect from us, don't give us disrespect, and that's going to be fine with us. If you guys stop, we stop. I haven't even been making videos about y'all. I've been dealing with some issues in Kenya, so I was surprised that this came. But let's keep going. What you got?
Right? He has a live channel and a regular channel because he knows that his live channel may get cut down, so he has 2 channels in order to combat that. Now, all will be fair and good.
No. This is why when people presume things, and don't maybe watch you enough or don't ask you questions or don't have dialogue before they come to conclusion. Everybody that has watched me long enough knows that I used to stream on the main channel. What I learned, and this is my own learning, I hate to expose this, but I will. What I learned with YouTube, like back-end stuff, more deep analytics, because I actually do real data analysis. I went to school for that shit. I realized that if you live stream, I'll put it out there. But I think I've said it before, but I'll put it out there. If you live stream on the same channel that you do long form content, you confuse the YouTube algorithm. It doesn't know where to put you. So I separated. I was going to go to Rumble for the lives and then bring the clips to YouTube. But I decided, since I already had an old channel, which was completely dead. My old channel was dead, was not moving. It had been dead for 5 years, but it had at least 1,000 subs. So I went back there, and then I told my subs to move over there for the live streams. And that's how we got it to grow another 1,000 people. All right. So the idea was just analytical, to do the lives and then do the clips on the main channel, or just do regular long form content like this one on the main channel, so we don't mix it up. This is why the channel is Nana Kwaku Live for live streams. And that's why I said I don't even care how big that channel grows, because that's a live stream. But since you know YouTube, and if you want to be honest with your audience, If I get demonetized off the live stream, or if the live stream gets taken down, the other channel will be taken down too, because it's all linked to the same AdSense account. So it doesn't matter how many channels you create. If you get suspended for something that violates community guidelines, it'll affect all your things on YouTube. But according to my videos, none of my videos have been demonetized, even video at video level. None of my videos have been demonetized except for the keys thumbnail, because that's exactly what your people are doing in Kenya. It was so graphic that even YouTube didn't want to pay ad revenue on it. That's what your people are doing. But outside of that, everything I say is rebuttal, it's clean content. There are no insults. They are critical of your community, but there's so a million channels that are critical of Africans, and they are still up. Yeah, buddy, if Tariq Nasheed has a channel, I will have a channel, because I don't even do nearly what he does. At least I show respect to the blacks. I do. Only when you attack me, then you get something back. But for the most part, I show respect to the blacks. I don't do things that are considered not advertisable or not ad worthy, because you know what? I read the YouTube guidelines and I know exactly what I can say and what I can't say. So that's not the reason. I hear that I have to interject a lot, because again, it's a lot of falsehoods. It's a lot of I think. But I'm glad to share, because I'm an open book. I share everything about me, man. I'm an open book. There's nothing to hide. When you've done things well exceptionally, there really isn't much to hide, buddy. There really isn't.
If, while he critiques people and plays his little games, other people critique him, and, we just go back and forth. But see, Nana, who likes to use other people's content and then critique him all day long, when someone critiques him, he wants to hit him with a copyright strike, because he doesn't want what he said to come to light or to be amplified. And he was on LTTV did a expo on him and exposed him for being the xenophobic, hateful, racist, Afro-European, race trading piece of shit that he actually is. And you see, Nana didn't want nobody to hear that. And I was okay with Nana, even though I went back and forth with him. Until I heard that shit. And when I heard it, I knew that there was no coming back for the Nana. There was no respectability with the Nana. Nana's critiques.
Okay, so maybe you didn't know the backstory, because LT, just like a lot of you people, they don't speak the truth. So if you ever watch this video, this is exactly what happened. I specifically said on my live stream that I'm cool with LT and I don't mind him doing any video or reaction to me. Actually, on the same live stream, I gave him a super chat. Okay? But what does LT do? LT timed me out, even though I didn't do anything. I didn't write a comment that needed me to be timed out. And 2 days ago on Razor's channel, when he came up to me and I brought it up, he said one of his mods did. Okay, if one of your mods did, you could have gone back and removed it, but you didn't. He timed me out because he didn't like a few things I said about you and him teaming up with O'Shea Duke Jackson and covering for O'Shea. So he didn't like that. So he was trying to say, do something. All right. So I did this in retaliation of what he did, not because of the content. Dude, that video is still up on my YouTube channel collecting AdSense right now. If there was something in the video that was not me, I would have taken the video down. The video is still up. I posted the video. I never took it down. I never will take it down, because there's nothing in it that I haven't said before. I stand 10 toes down on that video. LT lied to you. He didn't tell people what he did. I did that just to mess with him. That's the reason why I did it. I just did it to mess with him. I don't care about the AdSense on that video. That video wasn't even doing well. It only had 3,000 views, which most of the people that viewed it probably know me already. And the ones that don't know me that would find out, they're going to be black folks. They're going to be your people. They're not going to come to me, and they're not going to do nothing either. They're just going to say, hey, this guy really said that. Yeah, I've said worse things than that. 2 days ago, I even said more worse things than that. Because my positions on your community is firm, buddy. it doesn't change. You have to do some things to impress me to change that. And like I said, if you really, really cared about this and you were not tribal, the same way I'm tribal, at least I admit I'm tribal. But if you are really, really, really serious about this, you would have had a conversation and you didn't. You're trying to think that this is going to be a cheap shot. Buddy, you guys are all going to be blooded figuratively trying to deal with me because I'm not that nice. All right. I'm not that nice. I can fight for myself. I don't care how many of you come at me. I'll have the time. I'll make the videos and I'll respond to it. It is what it is, buddy.
And opinions lost all validation at this point because he proved to us, right, the people who are in this discourse, that he's not intellectually responsible enough to be in this discourse. That he falls down into the minor leagues of FBA and ADOS and pretendians and weird-ass Afro-PN who utilize their egos and their emotions to have arguments instead of actual rationalization and common sense, right? So nothing that Nana says from after, you're going to hear it because I'm going to put it up here. And you're going to hear what he tried to hide, what he tried to hit LTTV channel for because he didn't want nobody to hear it. I'm only going to play a little bit of it, and I'm not going to show the actual video because, you know, Nana is a petty piece of shit like that, and he will hit your channel.
Nope. I don't hate channels. LT was the only person that I've been on YouTube, what now, 2 years, and that's the only one. It was payback for the shit that he tried to pull off. And he doesn't even, and what I don't respect about him is he doesn't even want to take accountability for it. At least I take accountability for my shit. I don't hide anything, right? But let's play what he thinks that I said that is why I did a strike. You can play the whole thing. I got nothing wrong with it. Go ahead and get it.
Copyright strikes. Now, if I was a piece of shit like Nana, I would just go to his channel and hit his channel with copyright strikes when he did my videos. If Austin Holloman, who he's in love with, he's completely jealous of Austin Holloman. Austin Holloman has done a lot of things to piss a lot of people off. But as of late, he's just minding his own business with his girlfriend, doing travel, doing his best to make his money, doing travel vlogs and stuff. And you got people like Nana who's obsessed with him and every day wakes up thinking about Austin Holloman and African Americans and how.
Let's address Austin Holloman. Austin Holloman put a scam. You want to support a scammer? He put a scam disrespecting my people. This is why I said you are not African. He used the phrase, we all know Africa needs this. And when I told him to take the video down, the fundraiser down, he challenged me. So I went at him. I make all my positions clear. I told him, I said, it's going to look like an obsession until I'm done with you and you learn a great lesson. And it worked. Where is he now? He's not in Africa. Where is that fundraiser now? It died. I killed that fundraiser. It's got no donations in over a month. Okay? So thank me because your community always scams and you guys sweep it under the rag because they're content creators. I'm not jealous of the dude. That dude has nothing, man. He's got no retirement accounts. He doesn't even have a credit card. Can't even qualify for a credit card. What are we talking about? Dude cannot qualify for a credit card. Come on, fellas. Be serious, man. Be serious.
He doesn't measure up to African Americans somehow, so he makes it his business to try to press us down. And he advocates. He advocates for harm against African Americans. He thinks, Nana from Ghana, thinks that he is the gatekeeper for Africans and Caribbeans, and that he's going to gather an army of Caribbeans and Africans, all the different type of Africans, and fight against those evil African Americans. Nana has no smoke for white people. He loves white people. You're going to hear that he loves white people. You're going to hear that he has no smoke for white people. As a matter of fact, I believe his wife is white. Unless proven differently, I believe his wife is white or maybe some sort of...
Okay, now you're crazy. Because I did post it on the community tab. My wife is African. I'm true and true African to the core, okay? This is why all this bullshit you guys talk about doesn't make sense. My wife is African. Very, very African. Straight from the continent. Straight. Actually, she's lived here less than I have. Straight from the continent. So,
it's only because if you look at him, you can tell he's not getting premium cut, if you know what I mean. He's not out here pulling premium cut. He neither got the look or the personality type to pull premium cut. So he's either arranged or he's sponsored by, mayonnaise. One of them, all right?
Nope, not arranged. Went to college with my wife. Contrary to what you guys believe, I got some game, buddy. I do got some game, all right? And it's proven because I got a beautiful woman. So this is the difference between us and y'all, right? You're over obsessed thing of how girlish a man should look, looking yellow here, talking about where is your woman? Where are your children? See, all these childless or deadbeats with no relationships, talking about people that are actually doing the work, the real relationships, as that have real life experiences. Nothing is arranged, buddy. And there's a pile of women right now in the Ghanaian community in America. In everywhere I go, even when I go to Zambian events, Ghanaian community, if I was single, they'll snatch me overnight, like easy. This is why I don't even understand why your fuckers travel all over the damn place. Because even here in the US, I'll get some game. And guess what? I lived in Latin America. If I wanted to do what you motherfuckers do over there, I won't be doing the pay for play shit. I'll get the premium because I speak with them. I know them locally. Even here in Dallas, if I wanted to date a thick booty Latina, I would date them. And I'm a provider, right? I can provide. That's another key. I understand the real genre of masculinity, not this bullshit you broke asses are doing all over the world, hopping from one prostitute to the next. Look at your families in America. They're in disarray. You don't know how to do this shit. Talking about arranged marriages. You guys need arranged marriages. I did say it in one of my videos, trying to take a cheap shot when you don't even have a family. You guys need an arranged marriages to clean up all this wine bullshit that has been going on in your community. Keep going.
I mean, ain't got that. You can see. You know what I'm saying? There's not a fitted in the world that's gonna hide that what he got going on up top. Sorry, you just making the fitted look big at this point, right? So this guy is a disgusting example of an African. He doesn't, even though he would be mad at all African Americans because he had a bad experience with an African American at one point. But I don't think he has any real experience.
I don't have to have a bad experience with Black Americans. Existing with Black Americans is already bad experience. Just let that sink in. Existing, I don't even know how white Americans have tolerated you bunch this long. I don't understand it. I don't know how they've been able to do it. Kudos to them. I said, the American white man is the most tolerant white man of all time. How they've been able to coexist with y'all, I don't get it. But hey, kudos to them. There's nothing African about the last stretch of you disrespecting me, trying to say, well, just say, hey, Nana is ugly. You can't, nothing is going on upstairs. You can't get them. So how come I have the results and you don't? I have a wife I've had for 12 years, going on 13. Same woman. I have 2 children with her. They go to private school because I'm a man. A man. I do real man shit. Okay? And I built status. That's part of being a man. You got to build something. I'm a somebody. Right? That's probably why you're talking about me, even though I don't do this YouTube shit. But before YouTube and now, I'm a somebody. And she's actually a somebody too. She's a lawyer. You didn't know that? Yeah. She's a somebody. She's a lawyer, right? So you don't just get women like that. If we go based on your beauty standards, because if you think you're that quote unquote beautiful, you should be able to show us something. And I don't think you have anything going on, buddy. You got nothing going on.
With African Americans because he lives with white people. These are coming out his own words. He worships. He's one of those, and he's also one of those American Afro-European conservatives. Somehow he's a conservative, even though the conservative party right now, if they had a chance, they would send his ass right back to Ghana, which this guy doesn't want to go back to Ghana unless he's vacationing and visiting. He doesn't want to do anything in Ghana, right? That requires permanence, right? He's comfortable in Texas around his white folks. He loves that, right? And he doesn't mind white people exploiting Africa because he has no comment talking about the white people who exploit Africans in Africa. Like the white people who kill African women in Africa. The white people who go impregnate African women and leave babies behind. He doesn't talk about the white people buying up real estate in Africa, but he does talk about the African Americans going to Africa. Because he has that's where the problem lies. Not white people, not good old white folk, but them. I've challenged him several times because he's told me he was going to come after me. I challenge him to come after me.
Well, I mean, if you make a video, you're going to get a response. That's what I mean. I'm not sitting here thinking about you, buddy. I don't rank you like that. With that spelling and reading, buddy. Soon as I saw that spelling and reading, I was like, yeah, it's just YouTube, man. If this is not YouTube, I'll never run into you. Like, we're different scales of life, all right? Different scales of life, man. You got to rank life, and that rank is not ranking for me to worry about people like you. It's just on YouTube. So take that YouTube. But if you make a video, you're gonna get a response. Okay. So I think you probably have to come back from this. But it is what it is, man. You just want to join the party. It's just like the rest of them. You see, this is what I've always said. I would rather take a Tariq Nasheed over fuckers like this. Because with these people, you don't know what they stand. You don't know where they stand. They have no morals. They are heavily ideological. They have no flexibility. He's talking about my conservatism. My conservatism is the African in me. That's why I said you're not African. It's religious conservatism. It's how I grew up. You may call it colonial or white man religion, but that's what makes us morally intact. Not this bullshit that you guys are doing over here. What the hell is that? Not that. I saw you go after the Drazi show because he's pushing back. Even though Drazi is very nice, he tends to even just say FBAs, non-African hating. I don't have time to deal with your fuckery when it comes to how you guys identify yourself. That is your problem to figure out. If daddy stayed at home, maybe that would have been a thing, right? But daddy didn't stay at home. So sometimes we just overlook things. And why do you think my channels are growing if I don't represent Africans? I represent a lot of Africans. I have exposed some of the pedos that you people have sent to Africa. I've exposed the scams done by your people to Africa. You guys have become terrorists and colonialists in the name of blackness. And when people visit your lands, you are the most hostile people in America. You're worse than the Asians. And isn't it this same dude who is on this positive time, the one that stepped out and was checking Asian stores to see if the boycott was working, destroying other people's businesses? Well, that's why I'm not a socialist and an ideologue. I'm a capitalist. I support people's businesses because I fundamentally believe that the people who work hard need to be rewarded, and that hard work is what creates jobs for other people. And if your intent is to destroy them because your feelings, you guys feel good people, your feelings didn't align with something they talked about, then you should hate them. You do the same hate, you just target the hate to a different group. You're just upset that my target is your people. And I don't even hate your people. You hate the Asians. You hate the white people. You boycott their businesses. You speak negatively of them. Are you for integration or separation? Because there's only two ways. If you want to be included in DEI, that means you want integration. But you talk as somebody that is a separatist, that hates white people. I don't think you guys should integrate into them because for the most part, you bring a lot of negativity and toxicity. You are the most toxic group of people that I've ever encountered. And that is my experience. And I'm not shy to talk about it because it is true. You all are very toxic people. So the safe thing for Africans to do is to stay away from y'all.